Hello and welcome. I'm Petra, and we're going to talk about the universe speaks. What does 1111 mean? You must have heard of or experienced yourself that there are signs that the universe gives you when you are on your twin flame journey or on your abundance journey, and with the foundational element of the true twin flame, how I would like to look on that topic. Yeah. And this feels so special and it feels so meaningful to have those kinds of signs. But what does it really mean? Why does it happen? Let's talk about that. So I have been seeing a lot of numbers, and you might be seeing them as well. 1111, 2222, 3333. Beautiful numbers. They really mean something and they just strike you, and then it occurs more and more, like on your clock, on signs in the street, on uh, car number plates, on whatever, everywhere. And it does mean something. And I have also elaborate experience with, and I know other people have that as well, with, for instance, finding coins, but much more than that for me, finding feathers that mean something and that I pick up on my walks. And then I listen to the feather, what it has to say, because they're messages. There's some sort of messages. And you know what? All these kinds of signs are messages. But what do they mean? Well, I think there is a good way to find it out, and that is how I did it. When I got a feather on my walk, I picked it up and I listened to it. I tuned in with my intuition and I started to figure out what it said to me at this moment as a divine message that would help me on my path. And more times than not, I would hear something along the lines of, you're on the right way, you're on the right path. This is a good moment in the right journey that leads to where you desire to it to lead. And you're right, something sort of, some sort of, you are okay. This is the journey, follow the journey. And that's usually what I heard. And I think that when you find coins that maybe you might attribute to angelic presence of the angels, right? Or you have seen the 1111 or another number combination that seems really meaningful to you. You can always ask yourself, tune into your intuition in your heart and ask yourself, ask the universe, both in one, what does this mean to me right now? And your intuitive answer will be the answer. In general, you can also maybe be creative and figure out what 1111 would mean in general. And every time you see it, you are reminded of that message. And what you can also do is, people have sometimes found beautiful, poetic, and true messages that are general for everyone, and you can find them on the internet. So maybe you'll Google, and but also, what you find, ask yourself, is that what resonates with me? Is that what it is for me? But sometimes you can really find beautiful descriptions and they can really resonate with you. And that can be a beautiful additional thing that you can give to yourself, isn't it? 1111 always strikes me as this number that is very much about, here I am, I exist, my soul is true, something like that. And 2222, oh, that's 2222. All right. Or however many twos you want to put in a row. That really always strikes me as co-creation, the twin flame. Threes in a row always strike me as growth and fertility and going in a prosperous direction, things like that. And fours, I've seen a lot of fours, and I always felt that they were very angelic and they were very much finding a foundation of the subtle soul dimension, to which angels also belong, as a firm foundation, and finding that. There's one important thing I want to say about all such symbols of the universe, that you are on your journey, on your path of the abundance journey, and in the department of the twin flame, particularly also, because that is a huge foundation of that. And this one thing that I want to say about all these kinds of numbers and feathers and coins and angelic signs, signs of the universe that speak to you, that are all just things that speak to you, maybe not to someone else. So it can also be something that is just quite new that nobody else has, but you have it. And that's also valid, of course. But what I really, really want to say about these kinds of signs and symbols is that they actually point you to the necessity to go deeper in the inner work at that moment. We can be really joyful about it and then think like, see, this is my acknowledgement. I'm great, I'm good, I'm going in the right direction. And that's all true for those signs, absolutely. But it also means, it additionally means, it tries to additionally point you to what I experienced and what I hear from the divine. It tries to point you to the fact that you need to go inner, that you need to do inner work right now. And this is a very fertile moment for you to do this inner work. And then when you've done it, you will sink into a deeper layer of the journey. And there you will see your signs as well. Meaning that you're still on the journey, just reflecting that back to you, although you already knew it, because now you've gone deeper and you can really feel it more and more. And then there's that sign again, and you again go deeper with inner work again. Because the true journey is truly formed by the inner work. Because the steps on the journey are actually deepenings. They are, I've done inner work, I've processed until completion what I'm upset about. I have cleared my heart from that which blocks me, kind of going deeper. And that is what the step is on the journey. And in that way, the journey is very fresh and very profound, because you don't know where you're getting by doing the deeper work, because you're just going through it and you don't know the outcome yet. That's like the nature of doing that inner work. You feel a certain way, and then you process that to such a degree that it completely vanishes and something else appears, and you don't know yet what that is. And that's what makes the journey fresh and also profound and meaningful, and you're really going somewhere in that kind of way, right? So yes, your signs and symbols invite you to go there, and not necessarily go further in like the horizontal dimension of, let's say, walking the journey, but also the vertical connection of, I'm going deeper, I'm going to connect with my divine self, and then something new comes out, and this is how the journey forms itself. So good to be reminded of, I think, because this is really a great way to get success on the twin flame journey. And this twin flame journey can also mean that you will see the name of who you think is your twin flame everywhere. That's also happening a lot, I remember now. And I also am reminded of that I once had a twin flame kind of person who was very busy with that. And she advised people that you would see firefighters alarms. You would hear them, and also the cars of them going through the streets and hearing them, of course, hearing the siren. And that was something that she would, that this was a long time ago, 15 years ago, I heard of that, which is, of course, about fire, which is the flame of the twin flames, right? And the flame refers to your soul light, right? It's the light of your soul, that your soul is, in fact, from the light ray that comes from the source, which is the light. And that's your light ray. And that light ray, that is, it's light. So that could be fire. It could be seen as fire. And then the fire, there are two flames, because you're with your counterpart there in that light ray that you are at the soul level. Maybe you want to even call that the spirit level. She thought that these firefighter cars were really a general twin flame sign. Now, I'm not convinced by that, but I think it would be very understandable that it was for her personally a twin flame sign. That's for sure. So this can be for you as well. Some may be more general, some may be more, more individual. But you can always ask what they mean for exactly you. What I personally also got at a certain moment of the journey, this clearly started and it kept on going for quite some time, was that I would find keys. Now, these keys I would find like in a forest or something where I was making a walk, just a stroll, and then there was this key on the ground and I would pick it up. And one day I found a huge key, really, really, literally like this. It was actually a sort of a thing that would click a car to its appendages. Anyway, I think they were doing that at that point there because there were sheep around, and the people that were managing the sheep probably had a car. I don't know. I think so. But they were not around at all. And I just took it as a very spiritual sign that this pretty much key looking thing was mine. And eventually I named the tool that will make you go deeper and do your inner work. I called it key, because this experience and the finding of the key and the fact that I had this tool from Divine Mother just came together so beautifully, and it seemed key to my journey and also to the journey of the teacher that I am, that wants to, aid other people on their own journey. So key became a central word in many things that we do nowadays. And yes, key is the name of the inner work tool. And you can learn it in our group on Facebook, and you're very much invited to join us there. We have a lot of information about what that is and how to use it in the file section of that Facebook group. And we also have monthly a workshop about it so that you can try it out, how that feels really. There's a lot of stuff that you can get there, more than that, among which support. Now, who doesn't want support? So there you go. This is the tool that will make you go deeper when this sign of the universe tell you that it's time to do so. There's another element that I want to add, and that is that I have seen that signs of the universe, like the ones discussed, happened on my twin flame journey in the time frame when I was still with my false twin flame or false twin flames, that I still couldn't be fully clear yet about who the true twin flame definitively was, without any doubt anymore whatsoever forever after. In the moments that I was still looking back with the false twin flame, I had these signs, and they really gave me sometimes the impression that being with this person and all these signs happening from the universe, this must be the true twin flame. Now, later on, looking back, that didn't seem to be like that. because when I was with a true twin flame, I could clearly see that there was a difference now. That, of course, I could see that in the past there were these twin flame signs, but it now came out to be not my true twin flame. So, well, there it was. And another thing is that when I was with the true twin flame, the whole experience about signs changed. And in another way, it stayed the same. I just want to try to explain that to you a little bit. When I was in harmonious union, which is the state of being that your physical coming together in a relationship within the union with your true twin flame sprouts from, the consciousness state that it sprouts from, harmonious union. When I was in harmonious union, this definitively changed. The signs changed. The 1111s changed. And what I found was, in a certain sense, now everything in my entire world, but I mean everything, became a twin flame sign. Everything became deeply meaningful. But of course, there were still things in my reality that I would focus on more to see meaning in, because I'm me and I am an interpreter, and I focus on certain things and not so much on others because of who I am. So, yeah, but everything was a strong twin flame sign. So many things were. And now things like, well, let's say a card reading, because that is actually also creating twin flame signs yourself, almost. You play with a tarot card deck or an oracle card deck, and when you pick a card from it, your whole deal with the universe is like, let's make this a sign that I want to read right now, that tells me something. Well, it's telling you to go deeper. You know that right now. So, for instance, a card reading, right? And everything was so deeply meaningful now. And maybe you have watched a lot of card readings on YouTube about twin flames. It may be so, maybe not, but I know it's available a lot. And this actually, while I forgot about card readings on YouTube, in the phase that I got the real success that gave me my harmonious union, the state of being that you want for twin flame union, for that relationship, to make that come true, I actually returned to some card readings when I was in a harmonious union, and I saw that everything that I picked out was so incredibly over the top correct. It was this huge, ginormous sign of the universe. And that kept on going until I was like, okay, I get it now. It is me, my alignment, my attunement makes how incredibly correct everything is that I hear and see. So that is after your harmonious union moment has already come. You may not be there, but it's interesting to hear. And then it also brought me to a place in this new phase of the journey, right? The harmonious union phase, that I realized that I could just also not focus on things like readings anymore, again, because it just didn't matter. Everything was one ginormous sign. And then there came also another realization that not everything was one ginormous sign, but actually I had just arrived and everything is meant to be one ginormous sign, to such an extent that it is absolutely normal. And the specialness of that phenomenon fell away completely. And although since harmonious union, I've known and experienced, because this is the core of what that is, that you are going to be sobered up from any high of an experience that the universe or yourself or whatever wants to give you, you sober up from that. That is the whole point of coming into harmonious union, and you experience that. It actually slowly worked itself out how I described right now. It slowly worked itself out into a heightened form of newly being aware of the signs and of seeing everything as a sign completely and utterly, to the falling away of the fact that everything was a sign, because it was the new norm and I had arrived in this sobered up space. So that is a journey with signs that you will also go through when you are on your twin flame journey. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below, and also leave me a comment to tell me what kind of topic you want me to discuss as a next video, because I'm really open to hear that, specifically in the time frame that this video is made. All right, I hope to see you soon in the next video. Namaste. Bye.